Hello everyone. Today's chapter that we'll discuss is past tense. Okay. Now before knowing what is past tense, we must recall what is a tense. Okay. So let us know what is a tense first and then we'll move to past tense. So the concept of tense in English is a method that we use to refer to time. That means an action is always judged on the basis of the time when it is done. Okay, the time helps us to know if the action was done in the past or is being done in the present or it will be done in the future. So that's how we have three types of tenses: past tense, the present tense and the future tense. And in this chapter we'll be dealing with the past tense. Past tense deals with an action that is already completed. That means the action is no longer in its continuing phase. It is already over or it has already been done by somebody. Okay? Now, the past tense comprises of four forms. The first is the simple past tense. The second is the past continuous tense. The third is the past perfect tense. And the fourth is the past perfect continuous tense. Now we'll see in the coming slides what are these and how are they implemented in a sentence. Now let us come to the first form of the past tense, that is the simple past tense. Now let us read the description of it. The simple past tense talks about something that has already happened. It emphasizes that the action is finished. Okay. Examples: I saw a movie yesterday. Yesterday, that means the day is already gone, and somebody saw a movie. Okay, so the action is already completed. See the second one. He bought a new house last month. Again, this last month over here is showing that the action is already over. Somebody has already bought a new house. Okay. Now in the question form, how can we use simple past tense? See here. Did she finish her task? Somebody is asking a question that did she finish her task? So that did is the past simple past tense over here. So, are the examples matching with the description of simple past tense? Let us compare. The simple past tense talks about something that has already happened, and all the examples show that there was a task that has already been done and it is completed. Okay, that means the simple past tense talks about something that has already been done. And now we'll see which are the places wherein we can use the simple past tense. Okay. The first one is to express a past habit. Okay, that means somebody is describing about a past habit which is no longer in continuation. Let us see the example. I went to bed early when I was in school. That means somebody is describing a past habit of going to bed early when the person was there in the school. The second place wherein we can use this is to express an action that was completed before the time of speaking. That means the action is already over and somebody is speaking about it. Okay. See the example. The dancers performed well. Okay. This is the example wherein the dancers have already performed and somebody is praising that in front of somebody else. Okay. The third way to use it is to express an action that took place over a period of time in the past. That means it continued for a period of time. It started somewhere, it continued and it ended somewhere. Okay. See the example. I worked in a school from 2000 to 2002. That means there was a duration of 2 years wherein a person was working in a school. The fourth is when somebody narrates a story. See the example. There lived a mighty king in a huge palace. That means there lived the king, the mighty king is no longer living. He is dead. Okay. So this is something that talks about the past. So simple past tense is used in these kind of sentences. Okay, now let us see the formula for using the simple past tense. Okay, yes, like mathematics, we also have formula in grammar. Okay, see the first set of verbs. It says play, listen, push, love, pose. All these words have certain letters added to them to convert them into past tense. Okay, for play we have P-L-A-Y-E-D, that comes to played, which is again a simple past tense. Same thing for listen and push, but for love and pose we just add D because there is an E at the end of the word already present. So we will not add one more E, we will just add a single D and it will get converted into a simple past tense. So this is easy, just add ed or d to convert them into past tense. Now let us come to a tricky one. Okay, there are certain verbs which remain as they are in the converted form. Okay, let us see the set of verbs. Put, cut, set, cost, hit. All these are the verbs which remain the same even if they are converted into past tense. We cannot say putted, we cannot say cutted, we just say put and cut. Okay, similarly the other set of words which do not change even if we convert them into past tense. This is a bit tricky, so this comes with a lot of practice. See the next set. See, build, go, do, rise. Okay, see the converted version of it. Saw, see becomes saw, build becomes built, go becomes went, do becomes did, and rise becomes rose. So in these kind of words, the entire pronunciation changes when we convert them into past tense. Okay, unlike play, P-L-A-Y, play, we convert it into past tense with an ed added to it. But here you can see the entire pronunciation changes, like see becomes saw, build becomes built. That is how simple past tense becomes tricky, and you need to practice a lot to get them correctly. Next we come to past continuous tense, that is the second form of past tense. Okay, see here the word continuous. Continuous means something that is continuing, that is still not over, but it is in the past form. Now let us see how do we use this kind of a tense. The past continuous tense refers to a continuing action or state that was happening at some point in the past. It is formed by combining the past tense of the to be verb, okay, to be verb, with the verb's present participle, that is ing, okay. Now what is the meaning of this description? The description says that past continuous tense describes an action that was continuous in nature. It happened in the past, but it was continuous. Nobody saw it ending. Okay, so that is how it describes an action in continuation. Okay, let us see the examples. I was making dinner when she arrived. Okay, that means somebody was making dinner. When did the person finish making dinner? Nobody knows. But there has something happened that she arrived while I was making dinner. Okay, see the next one. The earthquake was scaring all of us. When did we stop getting scared? Nobody knows, but it was scaring. And the third one is the question form of past continuous tense. It says, were you eating when I came? That means a person is asking if the person was still eating when he came or he entered. That is how the past continuous tense describes an ongoing action of the past. Especially focus on words like was and were in the sentences. These are the words which show that the sentence has already been converted into past tense. Now let us see which are the places wherein we can use past continuous tense. Okay, to express an action going on at some time in the past. Okay, an action going on, continuing. She was knitting all evening on Sunday. Okay, she was continuing to knit all evening. Second, to express an action that was a habit in the past. Okay, some habit which was ongoing at that time. The chef was always preparing delicious food for his clients before the restaurant closed down. That means now the restaurant is all closed, but the chef was having a habit of cooking or preparing delicious food for his clients when the restaurant was functioning. Now see the third one. To indicate an action which had started at some time but had not ended at the time when some other action took place. That means some other action also happened while something was already going on. The lady was coughing when I entered the room. Two activities happened. One lady was already coughing and the other entered the room. So one did not finish and the other continued. So these are the cases wherein we generally use past continuous tense. Coming to the third form of past tense, that is the past perfect tense. The past perfect tense refers to a time earlier than before now. That means it is just early to now. It is used to make it clear that one event happened before another in the past. Okay, two descriptions of two events which happened one before the other. Okay, it does not matter which event is mentioned first. The tense makes it clear which one happened first. That means the person who is using this kind of a sentence makes it clear which event happened the first. The formula for the past perfect tense is had plus past participle. Okay, now remember one thing always. Whenever you see the word perfect in a tense, you always use the words like have, had or has. Okay, for past tense you use had, and for present tense you use words like have and has. Okay, so here you only have the choice to use had, even if the subject is singular or plural. The formula remains the same. Okay, let us see the examples. Things will get clear. I didn't say anything until she had finished talking. See, there are two events involved. I didn't say anything, first event. She had finished talking, second event. Okay, so one happened before the other, and you can see the word had finished over there, which shows that this is a past perfect tense. Similarly, the second one, before I knew it, she had run out the door. Okay, third one is again a question form. Had he spoken about it? That means somebody is asking if somebody had spoken about something. Okay, again this is a past perfect tense. Okay, now let us see how past perfect tense is used. See the first case, to describe an action that was completed before another action took place. Here also there are two events described, but one has already happened and then the other took place. Okay, see the example. The girls had slept before grandma returned from the market. Two events, one is already over and then the other happened. Okay, girls had already slept before their grandma returned from the market. See the next case, as the past form of present perfect. Okay, Rita said that she had prepared pudding. Two events again being described over here. See the third one, to report a completed action in the past. Ajay told me that he had won a prize. Ajay had already won a prize in the past that Ajay told somebody who is being told as me over here. Okay, that means it is describing a completed action which has happened in the past. Notice that we always use had with the verb in past perfect tense. Now coming to the last form of past tense, that is the past perfect continuous tense. The rules are quite similar to past perfect tense and past continuous tense. This is a mixture of both. Okay, you have words like had in this, and also the verb is continuing in nature. Okay, let us see the description of it. The past perfect continuous tense shows that an action that had started in the past continued up until another time in the past. The past perfect continuous tense is constructed using had been plus the verb's present participle, that is the root verb plus ing. So in this we just need to take care of one thing, that is we need to add the word been, B-E-E-N, been, with the word had in the sentence, and the verb should be in the continuous form. Okay, let us see the examples. I had been working at the company for 5 years when I got the promotion. That means somebody was already working in a company for 5 years when the person got the promotion in the same company. Okay. The second example says the program that was terminated had been working well since 1945. That means there was a program which was continuing to happen since 1945 and it got terminated. It got stopped some days back. Okay. It was working fine since 1945. The third one is again asking a question. It is a question form. Had you been playing in the ground before it started raining? Again, two events. It started raining and a person is asking the other one if the person had been playing in the ground before it started raining. And that's how we use past perfect continuous tense. Now let us see the areas wherein past perfect continuous tense is used. See the first case, to show an action that had been going on before another past action. That means one action was going on before another action ended. Okay, see the example. The girl had been trying to make the model of a volcano before the teacher helped her. That means the girl was trying to make the model of the volcano, but then the teacher helped her. Okay, so two descriptions of two events. Okay, one was happening when the other happened and ended. Okay, see the next one. To show an action that was recently completed. That means an action which has just got over. Okay. Tendulkar had been playing for 2 hours before he was run out. That means Tendulkar just got run out and before that he was playing for 2 hours. So this is how we use past perfect continuous tense. Okay. Since now we have understood all the forms of past tense, let us apply that knowledge into identification of the kinds of tenses in the sentences. Okay, let us try it ourselves. See the first one. Now I am going to explain you how things are going to become easy for you without remembering the rules that we have discussed. Okay, those rules are for explanation. How you can remember it quickly to identify the tense in a given sentence. Let us see the first one. Martha had been walking 3 miles a day before she broke her leg. Okay, now focus on certain words. Had. I told you had is used in a perfect tense. And been walking shows it is in continuation. So together it comes to past perfect continuous tense. Had been walking. Okay. This is how you need to remember. See the second one. Did Mike visit his grandmother last night? Okay. It is just did. There's nothing that we need to pay attention to over here in terms of tense. Okay. So it is a simple past tense. The sun was shining every day. Was shining. Again, past continuous. Was is past. Shining is continuous. Okay. See the fourth one. After she had moved out, I found her notes. Had again is perfect. Moved is the past tense itself. So it is the past perfect tense. No continuous in between. Okay. Fifth one. Had you been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived? This is again in a question form. We need to focus on words like had and been waiting. Had is perfect. Been waiting is continuous. So past perfect continuous tense. This is exactly how we need to use the tenses as thumb rules. Okay. Just observe it carefully. If it straight away says something, it is a simple past thing. If it has an ing, it is a continuous thing. If it has words like had and had been, it is perfect and perfect continuous. Okay, this is how you need to remember the various tenses and its forms. I hope these examples helped you to understand the chapter in a better manner. Now what you need to do is practice. Because practice makes a man perfect, and you need to be perfect with the usage of past tense. Thank you so much.